What's up guys? What's up guys? It's your boy Carl back here with another video, and we're gonna be doing a different style of video today. I know I usually just sit down in front of you guys and talk about mental training and stuff. As you can see, this is my same setup. This is a little home office that I kind of created for myself. But today I wanted to give you guys like a play-by-play of how I've been structuring my days during this quarantine to have maximum productivity, and just kind of give you guys a little bit more of some insight into how I live my life. So during quarantine, as time has gone on, I've been making a bigger and a bigger effort to try to wake up as early as possible, because obviously the earlier you wake up, the more productivity that you can have. At the beginning of quarantine, I was waking up at about 8:39, and I realized that that was just not enough time for me to get up, train, and get enough work in that I wanted to do during the day. As an aspiring professional athlete who also wants to start his own business, like just waking up at 8:30, waking up at 9 just wasn't cutting it. I wasn't able to be as productive as I wanted to, and I found that my days were just kind of slipping away from me. So I incrementally worked my way up to waking up at around 7 a.m., which helped me to be a lot more productive. I usually wake up and the first thing I do is go out to train, and then after training obviously I would have some sort of breakfast, and then I would work. I always try to work from between 10 to 2. But then there was this one day that I just couldn't sleep, and I just got out of bed at like 4:30 a.m. and got my day started at 5. And ever since that day, it really showed me how productive I could be if I was to wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning. Because when I wake up that early, what I do is I can then go get some work in from between like 5:30 to 7, then I can exercise, then I can have breakfast, and then I can work again from 10 till 2. And when I say work, guys, I mean basically my agency that I've just started, which is a social media agency targeted to help businesses obviously grow and get more exposure on social media platforms. And so one thing that I've realized as quarantine has gone on is that when I'm dealing with clients, when I'm also trying to build footage that I want to make YouTube videos, I create content for the page every single day, and balancing client relations as well. If I'm not super organized and I don't section off time for doing my work and doing my work well, just doing deep work, no phones, nothing like that, then everything just kind of blurs together, and then my life doesn't have structure. So I have to take special precautions to be super structured in my life. Talking about having structure in my life, guys, I would usually never use my phone this early. I usually love using this morning period of work time in between, as I said, around 5:30 and 7 a.m. to just do deep work. I do a little bit of prayer, do a little bit of journaling. Some mornings I'll even do meditation, even though right now I'm doing meditation before bed. And I just want to spend this time kind of reading and preparing anything that I need to get done for the day. So like for today, I have a few calls coming up. My first call's at 10. I have a couple calls with a couple clients today. So I'm going to be basically putting together exactly what I'm gonna, exactly what I'm gonna say in those calls, and making sure that everything's right. So from around 9:30 p.m. at night, I put my phone down and I try not to check it until 10 a.m. in the morning, and that really helps me to be super productive in this morning period. I mean, obviously most of my friends are sleeping anyway, but just the ability to sit down and do deep work for just an hour really is something that I think is really underestimated. So now I'm gonna get some work in, do everything I need to do before I head out to train at around 7 a.m. Okay, so just finished doing some deep work. Got about a good hour in. I did a couple client proposals and I prepared for a couple calls that I'm gonna have after I work out. And now it's time for grind time. Time for me to work out. So gonna go get changed. I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat. I just usually eat like a granola bar or something and grab some water. And then I get into my activation work. I usually do a workout. Today's Friday, so I'm gonna be doing a workout before I do some ball work. And I'm gonna take you guys along. So let's go. Yeah, guys, so the first thing I like to do every single day before I start my training sessions is just a little bit of an activation activity. So this activity is just basically to activate my glutes, kind of take some of the strain away from my groins. I found that especially during the college season, whenever I play on grass fields a lot and then move to turf, I would always have super sore groins. So by doing this exercise, it helps me to just wake up my glutes and, as I said, take some of the strain away from my groins. It's also kind of become a little bit of a mental activity for me at this point. Whenever I do this, it kind of signals to my body that I'm getting ready to play. So it's basically a signal from my mind that kind of tells my body it's time to switch on, it's time to get into that kind of mental headspace, it's time to play football. Then the next thing I move on to is a full warm-up. This is obviously going to be indoors, so it isn't going to be as vigorous as if I was outdoors, but it's just enough movement to get my muscles warm, just to get the blood flowing a little bit, kind of extend my muscles, and just kind of warm me up, get me ready for going into more vigorous activity before I hit these exercises. Then we get straight into my workout. So this is a workout that I've been doing on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays right now. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I do a little bit more of a plyometric type workout. This workout is just something that I've come up with that can kind of target almost every single part of my body. It's a really quick, clean workout that I can get in. I do about 3 sets of all the movements that you're seeing. I do 10 to 15 reps of each movement. It just really gets me going, a nice little explosive warm-up kind of workout. Helps me to engage all my muscle fibers just for a bit of injury prevention as well. So I've been really enjoying getting in reps and sets of this workout. So itself is structured in 2 phases basically. There's a lower body phase and then there's a core and upper body phase. In the lower body phase, I'll be doing things more like squats, lunges, glute bridges, things along those lines, things basically targeting my quads, my hamstrings, glutes, and calves. And then I move on to the second portion of my workout, which is basically just targeted at strengthening my core. So a lot of ab workouts, a lot of ab movements, and I also try to put in some push-ups and some tricep dips. It's the best that I can do at home with having no equipment. Of course, I'd love to have access to a full gym so I can really triple down on getting in my favorite movements and working on my weaknesses. But for having no access to a gym right now, this is really the best I can do. And I've been seeing progress, to be honest. I feel a lot stronger. I feel more explosive when I'm doing especially the plyometric workout. So I think all in all, it's been a really, really good workout sequence for me. Okay guys, so I just finished up on the inside with my activation and my warm-up stuff. Now I move outside. I've been basically just using this little patch of lawn that I have right here to do all of my ball work, to do some sprint work on mornings. For me, it's nothing new using this space actually. When I was a kid, I used to do a bunch of workouts here, a bunch of stuff by myself. So like, I'm actually really accustomed to just playing on this small patch of grass, getting in a lot of touches, a lot of ball work. Out here ready to get some work in. My cousin's gonna be helping me out today. And yeah, we'll see how much of this we can capture and show you guys. So the first thing I like to do every single day before I actually get fully started doing my ball work, whatever sequence I want to do for the day, is to get some touches in, just some good old juggling touches. I usually like to get 300 on my feet with my instep, and then I take 100 alternating on my thighs, and then I do my last 100 split 50-50, just getting touches on my instep. I try to do right foot individually and left foot individually. I feel like getting super comfortable with the ball is always an advantage you can have. So during the period of quarantine, one of the personal goals I set myself was to get at least 500 touches on the ball every single day. So this is just a quick and easy way that I can keep track of it and make sure that I'm hitting that goal every single day. Then the next thing I move on to is just some driven wall passes. I usually like to get at least 20 each leg. If I'm going to be honest, I just kind of hit as many as I can with respect to how much time I have. Obviously, I don't want to do too much that I can't get the rest of my workout in, but it's just kind of fun for me. I really like hitting driven balls. It's a technique that I never really used to practice a lot when I was younger, and I really like practicing it right now. So then the next sequence of my morning workout is usually some kind of ball work. So I kind of switch up exactly what the exercise is that I do on the day. Basically the premise is just weaving in and out and around cones, trying to use both feet, manipulating it, trying to get through as fast as possible every single time. I usually do both feet and then right foot individually and left foot individually on whatever exercise I do, just to make sure that I'm being honest to getting enough work in on my individual aspects of my game. Usually the next step I take is I'll do some sort of exercise like this where I can just focus on getting some more touches on the ball, just practicing my techniques. I find that doing this drill specifically has helped me to increase my first touch significantly. I think I can credit this drill for having the biggest impact on my first touch and just the comfort on receiving the ball during games. Obviously, you need someone else with you, so I can only do it on days when my cousin decides to come out and help me out. So I'm really appreciative of him for that, especially during these times. But no, this drill, if you've never done it, I highly recommend it, especially the one where you take 2 touches. You can see here me popping it up on my instep and then hitting it back. I feel like these touches help you so much when it comes to just comfort in receiving the ball, and just helps you to be more comfortable playing with the ball in general, to be honest. So the last thing I like to do before I end all of my workouts is just a little bit of visualization, a little bit of shadow play. Basically just mimicking my movements in game. Of course, during the COVID times, you are not allowed to go outside, you can't play with anyone, but this is the next closest thing, even if not for the body, it is for the mind. So I just try to make sure that I'm doing everything at game speed and that I make all of my movements sharp and as fast as I possibly can. Yeah, guys, just got done with my session for the day. It was a really nice, quick, clean session. Nice little technical session. Good to get some touches in. Shout out to my cousin for coming along and helping me out. Now on the agenda is to get showered. I'm gonna get a really nice cold shower. I love having a cold shower in the morning after working out. And then get breakfast. Gonna show you guys what I usually eat for breakfast as well, and then it's hit the office and get to work. I've got my first call at 10, so I'm just done at about 9. It's gonna be a pretty quick turnaround, so let's go. What's up, guys? So just finished eating breakfast. Now it's gonna be time to just settle down and get some good work in. I'm gonna try to do some proper work from about 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. I don't know how many of you are gonna be interested in things like side hustles and entrepreneurship, starting a business and that kind of stuff. But kind of how I try to structure my days is always have one big thing that I really want to knock out the park for every single day, and then also have a bunch of other checklist things that I need to do. I have everything written down. That's the first thing I do when I plan my day in the morning. So like for instance, on Mondays, I try to just put aside 2 hours for shooting a YouTube video. On Tuesday, 2 hours for just editing. I just started YouTube, so like there's gonna be people in the comments like, oh, you take so long to shoot it. I'm sorry, I just started YouTube. So like on Wednesday, maybe 2 hours for creating content for my page on Instagram. Thursday, set aside like a chunk of time just to like put your phone away, just to like put everything away and like get off the grid and just do work. This is just a really good way of structuring your time that I've found has been able to work for me. I've read about some other entrepreneurs who like to structure their days like this as well, so that they can do different tasks every single day and just really like knock off big pieces of work as you go along. But setting aside time every single day to work on your brand, your business, that kind of stuff, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to start like a side hustle or something, is definitely something that you should look into. And I kind of really use COVID as kind of a benchmark to kind of know how much can I really push myself, like how early can I wake up, how much work can I do in a day, how much time can I like still spend with my family and talk to my friends and read and still work on myself and personal development and that kind of stuff. And COVID has kind of been really good for me because it's allowed me to tune out all other distractions and just kind of really see like if I was to optimize my life to be the best way that I could possibly have it be, like in my eyes, and getting towards my goals and a better version of myself, like what would that be? So gonna hop in now, do some work, and I'll check in when I'm done.
6 hours later.
So yeah, guys, I'm back. Not too long ago, finished up with my work, and then I got some lunch. Now I'm just outside going for a little walk. I ended up working till 4 p.m. today. Actually, I usually like to be done by 2, but a busy day is a good day in business, right? Is that a thing? Is that a thing people say? I don't know. But yeah, guys, I was really hoping that something else would come up, something else fun that I could talk about. But I don't know, I just did my work, and now on like a typical afternoon like this, I'd go for like a little walk. I'd honestly maybe do a little bit more reading. Just chill, hang out, watch some Netflix or something, watch a soccer game. And then at about 7:30, I'll just get dinner. At about 8:30, start my nighttime routine, and 9:30, just try to be in bed. I've kind of really liked the quarantine lifestyle, as I mentioned before, because it's allowed me to really see what can you do without distractions. What can you do if it was just left down to you? Like how far could you push yourself? How much growth could you do in a scenario where you're isolated from the whole world? For me, I think quarantine has been a really good experience. Obviously, I can't wait to get back to real life. It's going to be a little bit different now to see how my schedule is going to realign. But it's life. You take it as it comes, I guess. If you have watched the video all the way up until this point and you haven't dropped a like yet, please do so. Please consider subscribing to my channel for future videos. I post a lot of videos about mental training strategies and personal development for athletes, but these principles are applicable to anyone who wants to basically level up their mental game and level up their lives. And that's all I got for this video. So thank you if you've watched this far, and see you guys later.